But Jack and I did a lot of stuff, and I don't know, this has been a long time ago again. I don't know if you remember the gentleman that climbed, it was me, the guy that climbed the first United American Bank in Knoxville about 30-some years ago. That was me, and it was supposed to be Jack. I was all dressed up. I had to put on a whole bunch of stuff because I was 6'3" and weighed about 180. And Jack was a little beefier than that. So I put on a bunch of stuff and went up the side of that building. Of course, I was arrested at the top. And as I went up, I put Mad Jack Furniture Warehouse on every window. So all the way up with these Mad Jack stickers. And I don't know why, but that day was a slow news day, and it ended up being on basically the front page of newspapers all over the world. It was crazy. So from that point on, we started doing other things, and I really wish I could find some of those old commercials because they were a lot of fun. There was one thing, this one, I don't know if you remember when the first Superman movie came out. Jack takes me in there one day and he says, "What are we going to do now, Ron? We've got this big Superman thing." He said, "Can we do something with Super Mad?" And I thought about it for a while, and I said, "Yeah, I think we can do a series of commercials based on the idea that you are super mad, not Superman." So he had a suit made. I mean, it was really a nice suit. He had a big ass. It looked just like a Superman suit. And we did the one commercial that I remember was we had it set up like a park, and there was a park bench there, and he was in a tree right here. And when the tape started rolling, it was like he was going to land, and there was a lady on the park bench that must have weighed about 350 pounds, and her name was Lois Lean. And so Jack jumps out of the tree, and he acts like he just landed, of course, from flying in. And he says, "My name is Jack Field, and we got a wonderful sale going on at Mad Jack's Furniture Warehouse. I'm going to take my girlfriend here, Lois Lean, and we're going to fly over right now and see what the deals are at Mad Jack's Furniture Warehouse." And he grabs her and goes, up, and away. Up, and away. He said, "You know what? I think we'll just walk. It's not that far." So we did about 14 commercials in that series, and it really was a lot of fun. After that, Jack died about 1997. But anyway, he passed away in 97, and he and I had our differences before I decided to move on. And then after climbing downtown Knoxville, I climbed the Peachtree Plaza in Atlanta. Let's see, the next one I actually decided to go to LA because we met Dar Robinson at one of Jack's events. Dar was a stuntman for Burt Reynolds and probably did Burt's, I don't know, probably three or four of Burt's highest grossing films. Dar Robinson was the stunt coordinator. And Dar, we met him through a fire tunnel stunt we did over at Oak Ridge Speedway. I don't even know if Oak Ridge Atomic-Spee is still there or not. But we met over there, and everybody else was partying after the thing, and I'm over there trying to clean stuff up because we had stuff everywhere. And Dar walks over to me and he said, "Ron, I like the fact that you decided to take care of business. You don't just leave things laying around. If you come out to LA, look me up, and I'll give you some work." And I go, "Yeah, sure, right." So when Jack and I had our differences, that's what happened. I went to LA. I knocked on Dar's door one day, and he said, "Hey, Ron, how you doing?" He remembered my name, and I said, "Well, you said for me to come out here, and here I am." So I started driving his car for him. His limo, and carrying his bag and the kind of things that an underling does for a guy of his stature. And when it was all over, we'd become really good friends. And then I got the climbing bug again, so I decided to do another building. So I climbed the First Interstate Bank building in downtown LA. Most of those things here you can see from newspaper articles. I climbed the Transamerica building in San Francisco, the big pyramid. I climbed a 1,000-foot skyscraper in Houston, Texas, called the Texas Commerce Tower. I climbed the Renaissance Center in Detroit, which is about 900 feet, with a friend of mine, Ken Rick. It's the first time two people had ever climbed the exterior of a skyscraper. And I have the picture here somewhere, but just as Rick is going over the top, his water bottle comes loose. And you can see it about 5 feet below him, and thank God it hit. There's a big atrium down there that's got glass windows everywhere, and it hit on one of the I-beams between the windows, so nothing happened. I mean, it's a miracle. So I think that's it. Yeah, five of the tallest buildings in America, really, we climbed, and just had a wonderful crew the whole time. Then I went to Hollywood Stunt School with all the guys that used to do Dukes of Hazzard. They were all the stunt coordinators and the teachers there. I learned a tremendous amount of stuff from them. And just thought at that point, well, I can't turn down a job, because if you turn down a job, somebody else is going to get it. So you have to learn to skydive, and you have to learn to scuba dive, and you have to learn As a matter of fact, I know a lot of guys who will get a job and not know how to do something, and before it comes up to shoot, they'll go out and learn how to do it. I mean, there's some wonderful athletes in the stunt business. I mean, you think some of these pro athletes are really good at it. These guys can pick up stuff right like that.